Hey guys, what's going on? Got a Gonk Gang video here. I've got Max, I've got Jack, and I've got Chris with me. Today we're going to go over all the leaders for set 3, do a tier list, do a ranking, maybe explain our decisions on it. Guys, we're going to start today with Nala Say, who's a blue villainy. Well, this one's interesting because it lets you ignore all the aspect penalties on all clone units, so it's going to be quite easy to build decks for this one, so I don't know what you guys think.
It's a good
I
card,
think,
man.
yeah, I think she's fantastic. I think she's probably my favourite leader of the set just for that. She comes out pretty early, not like she's doing much damage herself, but just her ability just makes her an S tier, in my opinion.
S tier already ability.
Yeah,
You're thinking
S
S.
tier.
Yeah, for sure.
I think for sealed, I think there's so many clones in the set. You can just mix and match colours. You play in every colour pretty much.
It does just make field and draft so much easier, man.
For sealed, that's what I mean. But it just makes it easy to if your packs are low curve on villainy units, you just throw clone units you might get in the pack instead. I think she's certified.
I think what would make her S tier in constructed is Rekka,
Yeah.
which obviously you can't have
Yeah.
in sealed. So if we're talking sealed, I think she's lower. But
Oh yeah.
I think she's at least A. I'm not sure about S yet.
I think A.
Yeah, I think S A is right here.
Martin and I did record this before. I said that she was S, but realistically I said she would fall down to A, maybe B, as the meta settles.
Yeah,
I think that's fair for her.
I think she's A. She's a four drop leader, which is always good. It's only a 1/7.
She's
And the
a
ability
4-drop
is
1
pretty
7.
relevant.
Yeah, but it's just that ability is just so good. I think
Yeah, and Rekka in villainy is scary.
that's why I say for sealed, you're going to be able to hit your curve no problem. And for constructed, running Nala say ECL with Rekka and those types, I think she'll be pretty strong at the start. And I don't know. We'll just have to see. She might be the new aggro leader in a weird way.
Yeah, she could be because she does open up on new options with the whole clone package and villainy. So you get the best of removal with good archetype.
Yeah.
Alright, let's move on to Newt Gunray then, if you're happy with A tier.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Newt Gunray is an interesting one. He's our first one that is all about exploit, really. I mean, it's not explicitly said, but... So the whole idea is, every 2 units you exploit, you get a B1, so you can do more exploiting, which I think already that puts him quite high, because it seems like exploit is quite a strong keyword in this set.
Yeah, he's almost got like infinite resources, He just keeps going. Gonna win more leader in that regard.
You see, I started off with this guy quite high on my list, but honestly, the more that we've seen from the set, I think the lower he's moving down for me. Purely because, while yes, I do think exploit is strong, I think there's now enough that's going to be able to stop it, particularly in red. When you're looking at cards like Bloodsport, I think it's just going to put a stop straight away to a lot of exploit. So he does definitely move down for me.
I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum. I think that he starts off, he's kind of unassuming at this time. I think people are focusing on the ones that go, oh yeah, that's instantly good ability. But I think he'll see more play as the meta shifts along. Because as soon as you have 2 units, you've got that event that creates 2 battle droid tokens. Say they both die the next turn, you've got another battle droid token. If that dies the turn after, you're halfway to creating another battle droid token. I think there's just something constant about having 1/1s just fill the battlefield. That will make him infinitely better as the set goes on.
I do hope you're right, because I really want him to be good. He is moving down for me. I think B at the highest for me at the minute, to be honest.
Yeah, I think B. I mean, what's nice about him is he's in blue, so he gets access to probably the best exploit card, I think, right now, which is Malevolence. It seems like the strongest one anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think his major issue, besides being a 6 deploy, I kind of wish he was a 5 deploy, is that he's competing with Dooku. Because Dooku, I think, is just much stronger as an exploit leader. Whereas, sure, he's harder to get exploit going over and over again.
Yeah.
But he can't, there's a lot of separatist units that you kind of wish you could exploit out that he can't, but Dooku can. So if you wanted to play an exploit deck, I feel like most of the time you're picking Dooku. I don't know.
I do agree with the B sentiment, though. I just think there's something powerful about just having a constant stream of extra bodies on the board that are not in your deck.
Yeah.
and effectively free as long as they're trading with you or the board's getting wiped. Or it's just something that just seems good.
You know, I think Chris is right. I think it's better than Dooku because you have that ability to generate resources for free, but Dooku doesn't.
Yeah, I think it's one we're gonna have to wait and see.
As I say,
I do think he's definitely a B. He's not bad by any stretch. So
yeah, I
Yeah,
think
he's
he'll
good.
go up as the set goes on. Though I think that's how it'll be. For now, I'm happy with B because
Yeah,
he's
B's
not
fine.
in the dumpster.
we got our first heroism next. We're going for Yoda. This one's a bit weird. Does anyone want to remind us what the ability is on this one?
If so, action. If a unit left play this phase, draw a card, then put a card from your hand to the top or bottom of your deck. He is then on 7 resource he deploys. He's a 4/9, would restore 2, and when deployed, you may discard a card from your deck. If you do, defeat an enemy non-lead unit that costs the same as or less than the unit discarded card. So.
I mean,
Yoda's
Yoda's a lot like
already-
Kira, right? In the sense of he's one that you're not necessarily bringing out the second his deploy comes. I think you kind of got to wait for something big to hit the board first before you flip him.
I think if you do that though, you're also gonna have to have something big on the top of your deck
Yeah.
in order for that to work, I guess, right?
Well, that's
Yeah,
it. You're
but
going to
you
have to have a
can
pretty
set that
stack
up
there.
though.
Yeah.
You can set it that way. I think the fact that it's not from your hand, there's less control in it than what you can get out of him. Obviously, you're at a risk because you could flip it and pull a 2 cost, and then that's it. Then, especially as you're getting towards 7, 8 resources in the game, your opponent might have a decently stacked board.
Yeah, I think he's fine when you deploy him and kill something like a 4-drop or a 5-drop. I think that's perfectly fine. And I think he just in himself, I think he's the best heroism control leader probably.
Oh yeah,
I'm very
100%
tempted to put
agree
him
with
up
that.
right here.
Yeah, I
it's
think
fine.
so. Him being a 4/9 is annoying to deal with. I think that 4 health. That's just that 4 damage. Sorry, and 9 health. It's easy trades into a lot of units, and the whole time you're healing off it. I think
Yeah,
he's very
Restore
good.
2 is proven to be really annoying on leaders, especially. They're pretty hard to get rid of, especially 9 health. Constant restoring. The 7-drop is a bit awkward, but you might be playing, say, green with this, just a ramp to get him a bit faster.
Yeah,
But also with his leader side ability, which I think is really strong, he can use R to C3PO, things like Canadaris as well, and get like a ton of like info into his deck and like just be drawing everything he needs when he wants it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this is the deck I've been testing the most from the new set, and I do think he's going to be up there. S, I'm not quite sure as of yet, but at the very least, I think he's going to be the top end of A.
yeah. I just thought then with his non-leader, you can choose to put a card on top. So if you've got like a big enough card in your hand, you just put it on top and get rid of it.
That's what I mean. You
Yeah.
can set up really well for his flip turn
Yeah.
if you hang on to him for a little bit.
You can also use Your May Only Hope really well with Yoda.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the only leader that can like consistently use that card.
Yeah, I think for the context of constructed, I think he's going to be very annoying. He's going to be the go-to blue leader of choice for heroism.
Definitely.
I think from now on. I think we've seen some other ones like Luke appearing in, but I think this one's going to be the blue leader.
Yeah, he'll replace Bray, I think. Because that's the only other one that people are really playing right now is Ray.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Ray was already kind of getting phased out by Young Han Blue, so
Yeah, I see. Obviously, Ray was getting young Han Blue was doing a lot better, and I'll touch on that a little bit later with someone else I think could be a potential replacement for young Han Blue. But in terms of that Ray mindset, this is perfect. You just wait a turn later, and you're getting possibly something that's even more powerful. I think he's.
this will be the first proper hard control, right? Because even hand blue is like it's not full hard
soft
control.
control.
A hand blue relies on the cards
And
in
how
the
this
deck,
will be.
not the leader, doesn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, next one that's disappointing for a lot of people, I think, is Obi-Wan. Yeah, his ability is just heal something, just heal one.
Don't put him down. Knock him down to Earth.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm just putting him here for now.
Alright.
No, I wasn't
Yeah, you
actually
don't
putting him
want
here, you know. Yeah, he's like, hey, I don't want to say it yet,
Yeah,
but
the thing is, his design is kind of cool, but like the package is so small that there's nothing to take advantage of with it.
Yeah, I think being a 6 cost 4/7, the stats are okay.
Mhm.
Sentinels are just a big. It's just a big disappointment to have on him. It's nice. It's kind of of his defensive stance and all the rest of it, but
Yep.
I mean, heal one and deal one when he's flipped, and just heal one when he's not.
yeah, he's not going to be too relevant, I think, in constructed, but I think he's going to be one of those that shines in draft and sealed, just because Sentinels are so strong in both of those, and the heal one damage. If you're doing a lot of trading, because everyone kind of sort of plays really aggressive, he's got to be the token killer, which would be great.
Yeah, he'll be good there.
I think so.
But I think in constructed, I just don't know why you would pick him over others.
I'll be honest, I'd rather take Chewie over him, but
Yeah.
Well, Chewie comes out on turn 7, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, and his is just. But where's like Obi-Wan's like healing units? Chewie's got that useful of every 3 cost unit gaining Sentinel. In draft,
Exactly, yeah.
in draft in set 1, like there was loads of stuff that had shield or had like a decent health line that you could put Sentinel on, and it's a real annoyance to try and get through.
I honestly see Obi-Wan as just a worse Chewie, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing he's got going for him is that he's Force. He's a Jedi, which is like not that great.
No.
You can give him lightsabers. Cool.
I mean, when you compare him to Rey, say, as we were doing with the other,
Yeah.
is effectively on Rey's flip turn, she's a 3/7. Doesn't have Sentinel, but she has Restore 3. And I think here having 1 less damage, no Sentinel, is a miles better ability than having Sentinel and an extra damage that could possibly have. I think it's just.
And she's buffing units as well, so.
Yeah, and she's buffing other units at the same time.
I think if he had Restore 1 or 2, he might have been okay.
Yeah, he needs
I guess he
something
does heal 1, but when he heals 1, he has to immediately then do damage to something, and obviously can't heal the base, but also if there's no enemy units, then if he heals 1 off your own unit, he has to damage your own unit as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I like the thematic side that like he's supposed to be good against Grievous in a way, because Grievous just gives a bunch of 1/1 Sentinel, and then he just heals things for 1. It's kind of funny. But yeah, other than that, maybe use him in pre-release or draft. But
I'd say if you're using him in
constructed.
I was gonna say if you're using him in draft, I think you're kind of in dire straits, but you don't always get the card you want in draft. Right, let's move on.
Like Martin's favourite.
Yeah, here we go. No, I got a few favourites in here.
But
man.
this is my favourite,
How is it?
and yeah, I think I will go crazy with this.
Go on.
Leader sometime this set. We're talking about Count Dooku.
We're moving on to green now. We're doing Count Dooku.
We're on to green now. I personally think he's at least an A-tier leader. Any less than that is unjust. I think him having the ability to give any Separatist card exploit 1 is phenomenal. Obviously, you've got to have the units there to exploit to make him viable. It's important to control the board in that way, but the fact that you can make things possibly even cheaper, cheating stuff out even earlier, I think is phenomenal.
Like I said earlier, I think exploit is just a really strong keyword. The only problem I have with Count Dooku, I guess, is I feel like green is a weird colour for him. I know green has a few ways to get out B1s, I think, but yellow seems to have the most for B1s, if I'm not mistaken.
Does.
There's a few. There's a good few neutral cards, and then there's that double green card, is it, or a single green card? It's
Double
either
green.
make
green.
it's make 3 battle droid tokens or 2 clone trooper tokens.
I mean, green has the Clone Wars, but it's not a great
No.
card for exploit. That's not what it's
No.
meant for. You
Green.
get droid deployment, which is neutral, which is great. But yeah,
Yeah.
I think you're probably going to see a lot of Dooku. Well, obviously blue, because green blue always works, but
Yeah.
yellow as well. Potentially red.
Yellow was the
Don't
one
know.
I was planning for, and I know someone in our local group is already planning on Dooku Red as well. They're the two that I see the most potential in. I think I did put it in one of our chats, the Dooku Mono green, which I think has potential, but I don't think it's going to usurp Hulk Green. But I think
Yeah.
I think in sealed, he's going to be very good. I think getting those, even if you fancy a unit that is not in aspect, or not in a colour you share the base with or the leader, but as a separatist unit, you can exploit it with Dooku, and you basically don't ignore the aspect cost. I think he has I think he's just very strong.
To me, I think the issue that I have with this leader that kind of stops it going into S is the fact that it has to be a separatist unit. I mean, I know why, I get it why they haven't done it, because one, it'd be a balancing nightmare, and two, it's not really thematic. But I
Oh,
think
yeah.
the fact that you kind of pigeonholed to separatist, it's a bit. I think I'd be a lot more excited about him if it wasn't the case.
Yeah, because
So-
I mean, it provides that kind of retroactive help to the likes of Count Dooku unit,
Yeah,
who doesn't have exploit. So imagine just exploiting him for one. He's a 5 cost, 5/4 with a shield and takedown.
Yeah.
It's pretty
yeah,
good.
that's nice, but I think I'm more of a fan of the more generic leaders, really.
Yeah.
I think I always have been.
Get me wrong. If someone's actively destroying your B1s, it's going to be a bit of a sour time
Yeah.
trying to make the use out of them. I think, especially, I think we'll see a lot of yellow decks running evacuate if
Yes.
tokens happen to be the meta. I think we'll see a lot more of those.
Well, heroism doesn't have to, man. They got
No.
the 3 cost one to do that.
Yeah, they did. Yeah,
The
that's
way
also
late
pretty
for
good.
all units with the same name.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's nice.
that's very nice. You know, we've got
Right.
Invasion of Christophsis, where it's like, you could potentially see play, especially if they're on the losing side of it. If you've got a pretty stacked board, they won't care if they get rid of 4 of their own units to level the playing field. But I still see him being very strong. I think 80 is Raiders.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, it's where he belongs.
Just gonna do that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
okay.
Okay, next is our boy, man. What Tambo? He's a weird one to place, I think.
He is.
But
I think
he's
so.
definitely towards the top, I think.
Solid,
I
definitely.
reckon
I
he's
think
probably better than Newt Gunray.
I reckon
Yeah.
he's.
But I don't know if he makes it into A yet.
No, he doesn't. Yeah.
I like his ability, and he's a 5-drop leader, which is always strong. I just think his ability can be like disrupted pretty well, because it's an action to do the buff,
Yeah.
and you have to do it when they don't have a way to remove it. It's the same issue that sort of Kylo has, but maybe a bit less, because it also gives health.
It's a good buff though.
Mm.
2/2
Yeah,
on a leader.
it's
And you can
nice.
do
You mean you do
4/4
that
when
and
you
then
flip
OB.
Yeah.
Kind of
Yeah.
6/6 turn if you want.
But it is a passive thing, which I think it does make him very strong. You know, mainly in this game, you will have units removed from the board, or you'll be sacrificing them, whatever. So,
Yep.
I think he's a. I personally, I would have put him in A tier. I think we'll see a lot of play of him if people are lucky enough to get him in their packs for sealed. I think we'll see a lot of play from him in the pre-release. And
Sealed is gonna be
yeah.
crazy.
Sealed's
Yeah,
going to be
he's gonna
crazy.
top tier probably.
He's going to be very, very strong in sealed, and even draft. But I see him also. I don't quite see the line, but I see him potentially in a green and yellow deck, and exploit type deck with that. But obviously with exploit off the units, or
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I think
green
out of
blue.
all the
classic.
all the other leaders that benefit from exploit, this is the one that is probably best indexed that what isn't 100% focused on exploit. Because Dooku, you have to focus on exploit. Newt Gunray, I mean, what's the 1-1 going to do for you if you're not exploiting? It's not great. Whereas Wat Tambor, if you don't do any exploiting, you can still use him. I mean, I wouldn't recommend doing that, but his doesn't get disrupted as much, basically.
I think
by
he's
your
at
exploit
least
not
A
working.
tier for me, 100%. Because, like I said, with the last leader, it's generic.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's a lot less restrictive than most. I even would nearly go as far to say he's better than Kylo, just because you're not hindering yourself to do it. Yes, it costs an action, but
I mean,
you're
I
not
think there's
chucking
a
anything away
potential.
from
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
I think the only difference between him and Kylo though is that when he flips on 5, he's not doing 5 damage to the base round.
Yeah, true.
I mean,
But to be
that's
fair, Kylo normally dies immediately.
yeah.
So,
I think Wat Tambo has a couple of possible plays. I think there's something that could happen maybe with aggro, or at least an aggro form of deck with him. Because you think about it on his flip turn, if you sacrifice something or you've played something and you've got another unit on the board, something's died on your side and you've still got another unit on the board, you can buff it, flip Wat Tambor out, attack, and then that buffs it again. So it's potentially 4/4 extra damage on there.
He is scary in that regard.
It's something to keep in mind with, but I think he's got potential. I think he should be up, but I don't disagree with top of B tier.
see, I think he'd be top of B. I could see an argument for bottom of A,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
Lower
What do you
A,
guys
high B is
think?
fair.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna go bottom of A myself, but
Yeah, I would go with bottom of A personally.
Go on and bump him up.
Okay,
Let's
go on
get
then.
him at one. Yes.
Alright, now here's a guy that I enjoy building around, man, but I can understand that he's not that great. But I just really like it because I like the new tokens. That's Rex. Last time when we recorded a video previously, that didn't go up. We'll put him around top of B. But I'm willing to hear what you guys think about him.
I don't like him at all. To be
Not
honest.
at all.
No, I think the only reason you're ever using his action is as a backup plan if you've got nothing else to play. I think, yeah, it doesn't sit right with me. It doesn't feel worth it. It almost feels like you're kind of wasting a turn. To use
I
his
mean,
ability.
For me, when I seen him, I thought this could potentially be good, and now we've seen all the cards come out in the set. I view him as the Leia Organa of this set, if it makes sense. I see him not as the primary aggro option, but as an off-color like kind of aggro leader. I think he could be fantastic, especially if you're playing out low-cost units and you're constantly attacking, you're constantly just hitting the base, and then you just throw in another clone trooper token. I mean, 2 costs for 2/2 isn't terrible, and he is kind of made as if you're in a bit of a tight space. But I
think
do
that's
like
what
him
it's for,
myself.
man. I think there's just better units to play for two resources.
Oh,
Yeah,
of course,
it's
there's
equivalent because Crafty Smuggler is basically the same stats, but it has a shield.
yeah,
But obviously, the main deal is, you don't need cards in hand to print this guy, and you're not going to do it every time because you're going to have units to play.
no, of course.
I mean, I just see him as the best sort of. If your plan is to actually kill the enemy with tokens, I think he's the best one to do it. Just because he buffs all of them for health when he deploys, and he's also the best coordinate leader because when he deploys, 2 bodies come on the board.
That's true.
Yeah, so
Now it's a shame that he is only a 2/6 on deploy. I kind of wish the clone trooper he came in ready or something.
Yeah.
That might solve a lot of issues, but yeah, I'm willing to see that, he's probably still B tier, but lower B tier. But I don't know. I just think he's a lot of fun. Maybe that makes me biased.
I mean, I see him being very good in draft and seal. I see,
Definitely.
obviously, because the minimum card limit in draft is 30. Just having that constant thing of not worrying about being on curve or if you're in a bit of a tight spot playing him. I just like him. I think BT is fair. The ability's not bad. His stats aren't bad, and the fact he's got that constant buff a free clone trooper when he flips. So he's basically 4/8 worth of stats when he flips on 5.
Yeah, and he can go crazy because of the amount of things in green that buff, like either heroism units or trooper units or even just token units. You can really just like on the flip turn for Rex have clone troopers that hit for like 4 attack with 5 health with overwhelm, and it's pretty easy to do. It's not even rare.
See, I
I think
think I'm
the
the
issue with this
opposite
deck
as
is-
Martin with him, man. I'm biased as well, but for the wrong reasons. I love the character so much in the series that I think because I'm not 100% satisfied with the card, I think it just makes it even more salty.
That's fair enough. Well, I hope people start using him. We see some results, even any. Maybe it'll change your
Yeah,
mind, but
maybe.
No, I feel like he has to win too quickly with his archetype and all the buff stuff. And like, best case scenario, they win quickly. But I think like the normal situation is gonna be that because the buff cards are quite weak, like Cody and Rex, that they'll get removed quickly. Then the tokens aren't gonna be as strong as you want them to be.
you'll still have a lot of stuff on the board, though, I guess, once those are gone.
You will, but it's not gonna be very strong like you want it to be.
I think it's just
Well-
time will tell with him. I think putting him in, slap bang in the middle of the road, putting him in B is fine. I think
Depends
it's just
how
one of
fast
them.
they
You have to see someone with the recipe do well. I think.
Like I said, lower B is probably where it goes.
Yeah.
I'd be saying
uh,
C, but if you guys want to put in B, that's fine. I'll just.
Well, I think
sit
as
here
well
and
we were
talk.
deciding for future we should come back to this tier list
Oh, yeah,
at the end of the
that's true.
set or something and
Yeah.
re-review
and
it.
see if
Yeah,
we've
revisit it, yeah.
made any massive mistakes. I think
It
that's
will be
fair.
fun to do.
Yeah, definitely.
We're going to talk about the worst, probably the worst leader in this set.
Alright,
Yeah,
potentially.
this is potentially
Yeah,
so
it's
many
just,
words and so little use.
Yeah, it's like
It's,
Hunter all over again.
Yeah,
Yeah,
somehow Hunter's probably better than this, not by far, but
I think because his stats are better.
yeah.
I mean,
Um,
the Naboo keyword's absolutely pointless. Let's be
Yeah,
honest.
it doesn't do anything
It
yet,
is
does it?
No, official's the only good thing about this card.
Yeah. Like the ability is okay, but you only search 3 deep, and if it wasn't coordinate anyway, it would be okay.
Yeah.
But like,
yeah. I think it was
It's
action. I think
coordinate.
it was just cost 1, search the top 3 cards of your deck for a public unit. That would make it so much better.
it's weird to say, but Cassian Andor's better than this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He is, yeah.
I think so. So
Yeah,
what
this
what
feel-
really? It's just what irks me about the card, right? Yeah, it's got the coordinate keyword on its non-flip side. So that is maintaining a border of 3 units. Normally with coordinate, kind of cheap because the unit itself counts as 1. But this doesn't even get that benefit. While it's like,
Yeah, it's
Well,
better when deployed because you do get the benefit, but
yeah,
but there's another thing on the deploy, right? 2/7 with restore 1. Who's another 5-drop with 2/7 that has restore 2? It's Krennic.
yeah.
So I don't understand why she doesn't at least get restore 2.
Don't you
Krennic
get
can
it? They have
sometimes
the
be
really
a 3
powerful.
attack because of
He
his
has a
own
really
ability.
powerful search 3 cards in your deck.
Yep. When you
Search the top
coordinate.
3 cards.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Let's be honest. It feels like coordinate on her leader side. It's just. It felt like, oh, it's a new keyword. Let's just make sure we put it on another card that isn't Ahsoka.
So I remember we were looking
that's
at them. I think she was one of the first leaders to properly come out, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Sure
Yeah.
is, yeah.
And we were looking at going, okay, this could be interesting. And then no words were spoken because we were too wrapped up in it. And then now the whole set is out and everyone's looking back. They've gone, what have they done here? I think they made the right choice in showing her off straight away because I think they would have got backlash. Otherwise,
I think if we go back in our reveal video where we talked about it, I'm pretty sure we all said this is like the worst thing ever. So
Yeah.
we were reading
I
it
think
going,
we'll
this
be
seems
all good, man.
overly complicated. And then now it's just bad.
and
come
even
back
now,
to
because
it
like
as well.
back then we had no clue how easy it would be to get coordinate off, and now we know it's not too hard to do. Even now, it's just like it
It's
doesn't
still
matter.
bad.
Yeah, this sucks.
She's the Finn of this set for sure.
She
Yeah.
is, yeah.
So
But
we're
her
gonna get a
showcase is actually quite nice.
So I mean, this is this set's Hunter. You know what I mean? It's
Showcase
Nice showcase, but a pretty useless card.
Yeah, poor green
Yeah.
heroism.
poor green heroism. It's had a bit of a stinker this time.
Uh,
Gone down top
talking
tip.
about stinkers though, here we go. Free visitor.
Oh yeah, we go from
I
one
think he's-
stinker to another.
I think he's better than Obi-Wan. I'll
Do
give
you?
him that.
I don't think there's
I
enough
don't.
card draw.
I think they're both just as bad.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They're not going any higher than D.
No, exactly.
I don't even think he should be in D tier personally. I'll be honest.
What, you think F?
I think F. I think the only thing he's got going for him really is his stats.
Yeah,
Yeah.
5 on 5, 4, 6 is like really good. That
You
was
know,
like, the
he's
only
got-
thing that Finn had as well.
Yeah,
But if you get his ability off, he's what is he a 6/6 on 5? It's probably never gonna happen. But
Yeah,
So
you
many
can do
cards
it.
you need.
the
Yeah,
counter, the counter Kylo in the sense of you're trying to keep as many cards in your hand. It's
yeah.
it's just weird. I think especially
'Cause,
since we got the double red card last set, which is deal damage to your base for however many cards you've got in your hand.
Chaos of War.
Yeah, Chaos
Yeah.
of War. It's
You're not running in this.
no, I mean that's what I mean. You're not running it in this, but if you go against it, you might as well just concede and have your round over in like 4 minutes.
You see,
I don't know what the plan
again, I
was with him.
disagree with that because there's not enough cards that draw you cards at the minute. So I don't think that even becomes all that
Yeah.
relevant.
But there
They
is,
added
but
a
it's
new
just too
one that's even
expensive.
worse. Yeah. What is it? The draw 3 cost 5.
5.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Absolutely awful.
That's
Like,
it.
use droid
You
point
put
there.
3 mission
Mission
briefings in this,
briefing,
guys. Yeah, you
yeah.
get mission briefing in this, guys.
If you're playing double red, you get aggression, which can draw you a card.
Oh,
Yeah, what you do is you hope the enemy
play
runs
the new red
bounty
base.
unit. That's what you hope for. You hope your enemy, your opponent runs Guavian or they run Cartel Turncoat, so you can
Yeah.
get more cards out of it. That's what you hope
Yeah,
for.
I mean that's the point. You take that bounty that lets you draw cards. There we go.
Yeah, that's in red, isn't it?
But
So
why
get
aren't
it
you
in
playing
there.
Bosk?
Is
Yeah.
that 2 cost there?
Might be.
It's an expensive bounty, yeah.
It is a 2-cost.
I mean, it's all about like drawing cards and whatever. But then I refer back to Cassian Andor. I think if I were playing a red deck that was about card draw, I think I'd rather play Cassian.
Well, the only thing that this has over Cassian is this is a 5 drop and Cassian's a 6
Yeah,
drop.
Cassian's a 6.
And it's
drop.
villainy.
It's the same stat,
Yeah,
and it is
villain's
villainy.
strong. Well, I guess hero aggression has always been stronger, but it's probably changed by now with this set.
I just think villaini's better set up.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
It does get treated well.
Anyway, I think we should probably not talk about him anymore.
moving
You're probably
on.
never gonna
No,
see
yeah,
this guy.
move on.
Bad
Yeah,
man.
I think
Let's get him out of here.
he's a rare leader, and he's a waste of a rare leader slot, really.
There's a good red villainy.
Yeah.
We're talking about
There you go.
Maul. I think he's either top of B or somewhere in A.
I think
Probably somewhere in
I agree.
A.
I think
Your
putting him
words out my
in.
mouth.
Yeah, I was going to say top of B. I
I
think
think top of B is safer.
as
honestly.
Yeah.
as a general.
Because historically, I think just giving something overwhelm has not been the greatest ability
No,
overall. Just because obviously if you're playing to control, then you're never going to use it really,
Yeah.
no, of course
which
not.
kind of be a shame. He's got amazing stats.
Yeah, his stats are good
Himself.
for that. It's I think
And-
he's the anti-token.
Yeah,
Card is
100%.
basically what I'm seeing is with him.
and that might become a thing if token decks become like really powerful. When we look at
That's-
this at the end of the set again, we watch this video back, we'll be like, oh, what were we thinking, man? More the S tier, just
Yeah,
keep it in the token
I
deck.
think it wholly
But-
depends on how token heavy the meta becomes. I think you think of things like existing good 1 and 2 drop, say like Greedo. He's perfect into him if you've got something that Imagine playing him in yellow. Oh no, I guess it's an on board action. But I was gonna say if you had units that just smashed into him for such a high damage, it'd be fantastic. But I think he's one that, again, we have to wait to see how the meta. Not around this deck though, but the other decks, see how it fares to see how well he is.
I think he's going to be a fun sort of green-red rampish kind of deck.
Yeah,
think so.
Just
see
to
that.
give like big things like Vader, overwhelm, stuff like that.
I think he's going to be
yeah.
great in draft and sealed.
I think so.
He's just a
Think
solid
he's-
leader.
Yeah.
Yep.
Very good.
And like with all the new like high attack cards like the B1 attack platform, things like that. Like he's just
Yeah,
got
and
really
yeah.
solid early
Yeah.
as well.
The new Darth Maul as well, really strong with this. Get
Oh,
overwhelmed
you
twice.
Oh, yeah.
that.
And
Oh, yeah, of course.
Saboteur Press as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's going to have a lot of combo things to do. It's just, I'm not sure how relevant he's going to be just because overwhelm can sometimes be pointless.
Yeah,
Well,
it's more
that's
thing like it either works or it doesn't. Because if you're against control, you're not going to use it very often. So you're just trying to raise
Yeah.
base. But
It's the kind of deck where if you're running it, you're kind of hoping that you're going to run into nothing but Sabine all day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically.
I think the worst thing for this deck will be running into like some type of blue deck, especially in like heroism, because a lot of their cards, or at least in the previous sets, the stats are back to front in the sense they've got less attack but more health, and it makes Overwhelm just that little bit less effective.
It does,
Yep.
yeah.
It'll also be running into like something like Luke, something shield decks.
Oh yeah, something where there's shields included, I think.
Alright, should we talk about some Red Hero?
Yep.
Yep,
Get
let's
into it.
move
Talk about the
on.
very first leader they revealed for this set then. We got
Ahsoka.
Ahsoka Tano.
Yeah.
The only real coordinate leader that's probably going to see play. Because the coordinate is actually pretty good, at least when deployed.
As is
I
good,
mean,
yeah.
You can hit for 5 on 5, which is pretty great. And as we've seen, coordinate is actually not that hard to get off.
No.
So I think she will be somewhere up here as well.
I think
No, I think she's A for me.
You think
I
A?
think I was going to speak controversial. I was going to say I think, for the most part, given that she's not going to be deployed for most of the game, potentially I would have argued for C tier really.
I don't know. I think she's a really good aggro leader. Just
don't get
because
me wrong,
that
she's a good
plus
aggro
one
leader.
she can give to things as well can really like help push you through killing their base. Even if you only like use it a couple times. I mean, how often do the Sabine pings, matter? How many times can they get it off? If you can get off the 1 extra damage with her as many times as a Sabine will ping you, and this got no downside, doesn't hurt you. You just have to have the coordinate on board.
Don't get me wrong, I see the potential for this to be the aggro deck. This doing Ahsoka ECL, just swapping it in for Sabine, and it probably would do very well.
I honestly think this makes Sabine almost irrelevant, to be honest. I think she could well be the replacement for it, like completely.
I think we'll have to see. It's just
the only
Sabine
way-
deploys on 4
yeah.
is like the big draw.
I think that
there,
is just
right?
really, really strong. I also think that I don't see it being the complete Sabine replacement is the Sabine Darksaber combo. I think is also
Yeah, that's true.
particularly very strong.
But Ahsoka does get Ahsoka's lightsaber, which is a really strong card as well, because it gives her +2 and then immediately attack with something, and it doesn't even have to be a cell.
No,
That's
but
a really strong one,
I mean,
and that's only a cost 2 as well.
say you're flipping, you've got coordinate, you put it on there, swinging for the same as Sabine with the Darksaber. So
And I've also seen people pairing this with that new yellow base to give another +1 as well. Potentially
yeah.
get out and hit for 8 immediately on turn 5, and I mean that is just gonna like kill most people.
yeah, it's gonna hurt a lot. It's
Yeah.
gonna. Yeah, you know what? You've converted me a bit. I think BT is a fine place. I can understand the argument for an A tier. Again,
I think
I think
against
we're
like,
gonna look at this video in like 3 months' time and go, "Yeah, what are we talking about, man? S tier leader, the new Sabine is crazy."
I think against
if you're
like
gonna
Sabine or
stick her in
something, it
B-
might be awkward.
If you're going to stick her in B, I think she's got to be right at the top of it.
Yeah,
them
I
all.
think she's potentially higher than Maul.
Gotta do it that way around.
My main argument for her was that, like, I think with all the new players that'll be coming to Suida's set, she's going to be the go-to budget aggro leader.
Yep.
This set, or in general in the game. I think because she's the starter set, so she's cheap to pick up and easy to build. So she'll
I
be
think
everywhere
so, but then
regardless.
on the other side of that, with the already experienced aggro players, I think there's potential to do very well tournaments with her.
Yeah, that too. Not saying budget's a bad thing. I just think that's where she'll naturally go
Of
to.
course.
Should we talk about Anakin now?
Yep.
So, I think Anakin is really good.
I do as well.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure at first because his ability is only +2 when attacking a unit, but on the turn when he deploys and you hit for like 8 or whatever, that you can just
9.
completely like you get down to like 25 health in your base, you're like, oh, I might lose it, and then you deploy Anakin, you just hit for so much, and you just bring it immediately back. You can even win on that turn just from that. I think he's so strong.
I think Anakin is, when you flip him, I think you're trying to end the game then, and if your opponent hasn't killed you, then they've lost the game at that point, really.
Yeah.
I see Anakin being the new hero blue-red combo.
Yeah, me too.
I think.
He
I
doesn't
don't.
have the cheaper unit. He doesn't have the cheaper, like, big,
He doesn't have
expensive
the ability
units
to
come
get.
out,
No,
but
yeah.
he has a great way. You can pretty much deal with any units that the enemy deploys as you go, just by getting everything +2. Sure,
Yeah.
you're taking damage on your base, but you'd rather take 2 damage on your base to kill a unit than take whatever it was going to
That's
swing
it.
at your base for. And then by the time he comes out, you've probably done little bits here and there on their base. You can probably just finish him on the Anakin deploy, and I think it's going to work most times.
See, the way I seen it and the immediate combo I thought of in the red-blue context was he plays Yoda. You take 2 damage on your base, you hit something for 4, you restore 2.
Yep.
It's effectively just almost
A
like a
free
heroic
buff for
sack.
Yoda.
It's just a free buff and a heal. I must say, obviously, you're not going to get that combo going off all the time, but paired with blue restore, I think he's going to be a nightmare to go against.
You see, I think as much as I think this is a great card, he will be one of my favourites. I think of this set, but I don't think he's going to be the new red blue. I still do see more value with Han. I think personally getting those units out cheaper a turn early, I think that's way more valuable than
Yeah, I think
getting a +2 to trade him.
he's going to be red blue, but not hand blue red blue, where it's like control soft control. I think he's more going to be aggro red blue, kind of like Rays have sort of become to like differentiate themselves with the hand
Yeah.
blue.
Yeah. Because
I still think blue is the home for him.
Yeah, you're trying to get your opponents to like a threshold where Anakin flip just one tap them at that point.
Yep.
Like that's your whole game plan, really.
Just kind of wish we had an Anakin's lightsaber to give him or something. That'd be
Yeah,
cool.
that's a shame.
Yeah, I mean,
You give him
there's that
Jedi
card
lightsaber.
there's the card in double red, right? That deals 2 damage to.
Oh, the
Twice the
pride
foil.
thing.
Yeah, that's the one. Or no, twice the pride, is it?
Yeah.
But yeah,
Getting the 2 quotes missed up.
yeah. But I think that's
so
built for Anakin, surely, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's
Yeah,
got
His
him on
face
the
is
picture.
on the picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, even for 4 out of aspect though, I still think that's worth it. To be honest, as like a game-winning swing.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
he's going to be one of the
Absolutely.
most fun characters to play, I think.
He's gonna have some silly combos, I think, when he flips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's got very good potential.
Absolutely.
I think
Should we talk about Mace Windu now?
Somebody without potential.
yeah, with a little bit less potential.
I mean, I'm noticing our C tier is pretty barren.
Go on there, go on there.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, he's not anywhere near as bad as these 2 down here, or this one especially.
Yeah.
But I just don't think. I mean,
At least there's something.
yeah, I do
It's
like
just
his on
still
deploy
condition.
effect. It's pretty
Yeah.
nice. His attack, it's like, I get what they were going for, right? You can maybe hit them with an open fire or something, and then if it lives, you can then, for your next action, do another 1 damage to it. But that being 2 actions is like, it's too awkward.
I get where you're coming from. I think open fire potentially doing damage for 6 though is very good. I think
You're
that's
supposed
something
to,
that,
supposed to bombing run and then deploy him, I guess, to hit the whole board for 5 or whatever, right? Just doesn't feel great.
I just don't
No.
like it.
Yeah.
Again, it's one
too
of them. The
clunky.
showcase looks great, but
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I
And
just
his
think
lights,
it's a
he
bit
was
bad.
not great either.
I
no.
think it's bad, yeah.
I think they were putting too much stock in certain aspects of red. This
If
set.
only his lightsaber worked with Pre-Visitor, I don't know, that'd be good.
Yeah.
True.
I just think he's not great. His stats are okay. His ability is doable, but it's your whole deck function. If you're trying to do this and you play against blue green villainy, say, for the most part, it's gonna feel useless unless you're playing something like Krennic into something like Krennic.
He's probably annoying against, like Kira and whatnot,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
that's about it.
I seen him as immediately when I saw him. I went, well, he's there to go against Kira. He's there to go against Han Blue.
Which probably just means that if he ends up becoming like played a lot in the meta, all the Kira plays, it's going to go back to Krennic. So
Yeah,
I mean, he's okay into Krennic, but like most of the time they're not doing enough damage at the 1 damage from Mace Windu to finish him off. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe
I
we're
think
wrong on
he-
this one. I think some people think that he's really good. I'll be happy to be proven wrong on this, I guess,
Yeah,
because
me
Mace
too.
Windu's a great character. So
I think he's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Proof was wrong.
Yeah, you've hit it on the head, mate. To be fair with that, I want to be proved wrong as well, but
Yeah,
yeah,
I don't
Again,
know. I
there's-
don't think we will
it
be.
looks like there's potential, but it's the other way around on the surface. He just doesn't look great.
We got General Grievous, the other starter set leader.
My
I
favorite for this set.
think already. I think he's about here. He's probably battling here somewhere in between all these. I
Yeah,
don't know what you
I'd agree.
guys think.
I think so.
Middle
I'd say below Ahsoka,
He's
above
middle
Maul for the constructed side.
He's got a lot going for him. His ability is good. It might be a bit slow and clunky if you don't have any droids on the board. You have to put one down, then they
Yeah.
get to attack, and then you give it Sentinel.
Yeah, I mean, I see General Grievous being played a lot in sealed. I think as a sealed in
Yeah.
that sealed bubble,
He's a good fallback. This
he's
pre-release.
very good fallback,
When you don't
especially
have anything else, you're like, okay, it's fine. I've still
if
got
you don't
Grievous,
pull
so-
something that you like, or say you got the bottom 3 leaders there. You know what I mean? You got a few
Yeah,
copies
true.
of them.
Yeah.
You go,
Every
I'm
team.
gonna play Grievous or Ahsoka then, aren't I?
Oh, I think in the pre-release, you check, have you got a good leader? No. Pick Grievous. Unless you got no droids. If you got no droids, play Ahsoka.
If you got loads of heroism, play Ahsoka. If you
You'll
got
be
loads
fine,
of
yeah.
ability, play Grievous. I mean, it's nice. I mean, on a whim, kind of just given a droid, especially with what I think tokens will be quite prevalent. I think he's very good. I think it'd be very annoying to go against. I think this might see a return of people trying to make yellow blue control working, especially if you're
it'd
just
be good
giving
for that.
Sentinel out constantly.
I mean,
Um,
you like this guy with the bike, of course, you know?
of course.
Yeah, I think the bike alone actually kind of makes him more relevant as a leader because he's getting that sort of Boba's armor effect with that, where he's a 7-11 overwhelmed on 6, which you can also triple dark raid it if you want it.
Yeah.
And
Does it definitely
Yeah.
not bounce back with that?
no, it doesn't. It stays on.
Is that like being confirmed by FFG, has it?
I don't know if it's been confirmed by them, but like it's not a unit.
It's in the
so-
way the wording of it works. I think
Yeah.
is how it's oddly specific, but
Yeah,
because even then you can search it, and then even if you haven't got Grievous out, you just put it on something else.
put on anything else. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I think because of things like that, I think he has one of the strongest leader flip turns.
Yeah.
And
Oh yeah,
can, like,
absolutely.
completely turn the tide of the game with that.
Just 4-8 stats even without the bike. That's like really good.
And then buffing a droid as well to give it
Yep.
+1 and Sentinel. That's
I
pretty
mean,
good.
it's just having that constant ability to buy yourself time.
Yeah, you can
You
slow
just
down the
trade
game
lives
easily.
for health on the base, and I think that is a perfectly good ability.
He's just one of those leaders that's solid. Like, you can't go wrong with him. He's not
Yeah.
bad. He's not like OP, so I think he's a great one for playing local. So
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll make him work, man. I got
I'd be even. I was going to say, I think I'd be even tempted to play him at least first few times at locals, just to see if I can get a good grip on him.
Sarge then. This is the rare
Yeah.
leader.
But
It's interesting. It's a 4-drop, which is normally massive, but
Yeah,
I think
it's just so little
either
I
bottom
think-
of B or
I
top
think
of C.
she's I think she's C tier because C tier is
Yeah.
empty.
Empty.
I want it to be
don't they?
good, but like, I just think the lack of protection she has from like open fires and stuff lets her down so much as a leader. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna-
100%.
She falls into that same trap of takedown range, open fire. Just
yeah.
And the real
So
biggest
it's-
trap is being yellow villainy and not being Boba Fett. So
yeah,
Yeah, it is.
of course. There is the Boba power level. You go, I get Boba the turn after. Yeah, I just won't pick her.
yeah,
Yeah.
I know people are working on her and like people want her to work because she is kind of insane in concept, but
But her ability
Just
is
can't be
based on playing events.
yeah,
So it's technically a slow ability because before you get to do it, you have to play an event.
Mhm.
It's not. It's just not great. I think on paper.
she's
Just
in yellow
seeing it.
though, so it's the best events. But
Of
Mhm.
course, it's the best event, and often say like you're running it in an aggro style, you're going to be wanting to surprise strike with units.
Yeah.
So you surprise strike with one, and then tap Ventress to do an extra +1 in the next one. It's not.
yeah,
It's not terrible.
she's
Just
got
doesn't
built-in
feel
shoot
great.
first as well.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be
But, yeah,
surprised
tweaks
if
to remove.
some stuff shows up that like makes her really good, but like for now, yeah, I don't know. I can't see her going very far.
No.
I think she might be like Bosk, where like people don't start playing until the end of the set, when someone like just wins like a PQ or something with it.
Yeah, someone will figure out some combo that makes it work really
Yeah.
well. I mean, maybe
Something
we'll
like
see
that.
her work with green, and people will bring outflank into the meta.
Oh, maybe.
Outflank's 100% an underrated card though.
For
I
now
think
she's
that's gonna
better.
be better with tokens, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Should we talk about someone that is 100% replaced by his son? I mean,
Yeah.
unfortunately,
Yeah.
poor old Django. I mean, he's probably better than previous. I'll give him this. I
Yeah,
reckon.
he plays slightly
If you
better.
agree,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
I do like
Still
the
the same
idea
character.
in concept, right? You give him like
Yeah.
Vambrace Flamethrower or something, right? You
Mhm.
deal damage spread out. You can exhaust up to 3 things that way, but it's slow to do for one. It's kind of awkward, and obviously worse stats than Boba, still deploys on Boba's turn,
Yeah.
doesn't get to use Boba's armor,
Yeah.
No.
has a worse ability than Boba. I mean, he gets the fire spray at least.
Yeah, he does get the fire spray at least.
True.
I think where we'll potentially see him shine is with token heavy decks if you just start sacrificing your tokens to exhaust enemy.
It's the same problem as Mandalorian Leader. It's just that exhaust, although it can be really useful with like cards like Cunning, prove that. But when it's built in like that and requires a lot more effort than just being double yellow, it's too slow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, he has the benefit over the other exhaust leaders for they potentially hitting multiple things all at once, but
Yeah.
like it's just kind of hard to get off, I guess. So.
Because there's no like scary unit that it's not like Hearthstone where you got like a card that you can like count down the end of the game by stalling them out. You know, and the exhaust helps with that. There's nothing
Yeah.
like that. You're just exhausting them and not doing anything else.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, it's
don't
just
see him going anywhere. I mean, he has a really nice
Nah.
showcase though, which is
Yeah,
it's
he
like,
does.
Best showcase probably. He's an
Yeah.
essence showcase, but like nothing else.
don't play him in pre-release. Probably don't play him in draft either.
No,
I just don't see
Even
it.
with like Obi, there's no
no.
line.
If you're gonna play yellow villainy and you want a fet, just pick Boba.
Yeah,
I mean, if
just pick
Boba
it.
gets banned, then we can maybe talk about him because then
You know what?
he's the only
Hopefully
one
he
to get the
does.
fire spray going.
True.
Mm.
Well, I guess you can triple dark range,
Yeah.
but
But yeah,
Yeah.
I
give him
think
that.
he's
Alright, we got
Not
another
great.
one that is potentially pretty low. That's our boy Voss. What's his Quinlan Voss? I was trying to say Dryden Voss, and that's the other guy.
I
so
think he belongs in like the C tier. I think.
I think he's
think
around
C.
here.
Yeah,
He's essentially the same as Maul, but not Maul, sorry, Windu, a bit worse.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's about right.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people, to be fair, saying that he's like at least B.
People rate
because-
him, but I don't
yeah.
get it. I don't know what they're saying that we're not.
See, it's like I think people are either misreading it or going with it because it either relies on and you having on curve cards.
Yeah.
I guess because it it's the same cost. It's not the same cost or less.
It
I
is when
think
he's
it's just
deployed.
Yeah,
but-
when he's deployed, but
yeah, when he's deployed, he's
Okay.
okay.
his
The
main
deploy's pretty
ability is
good
when
for-
he's not.
Yeah. I mean, I understand, right? You play a card and then it immediately does the extra damage, which is always nice because it's not an action, right?
Yeah,
But I don't know. It's just too specific.
Just play Cat Bane if you want
Yeah.
his ability, really.
Unless you really like heroism, I guess. Then yeah, sure.
Yeah, but Underworld's just actually a good package as well.
Yeah.
I honestly think he's going to be fine in sealed. In draft and sealed, I think he'll be great.
He probably will be, but I just can't see him being
see, it
better
just
than like Meta.
it wholly relies on him getting deployed. I think might
Yeah.
see use of them in green, say, and people might try and get ramp to work with him because once he's flipped, he is better. 3/7 stats, also very good to come out on 5. I think he looks okay, but he's just too. He suffers from it being too specific on his non-flip side.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
I think he's one of those that comes like all the way down to just his deployed stuff. Maybe you can keep him alive as well by giving him various lightsabers or whatever. But like,
I mean, I think about it. If his flip side had exactly the same win as his non-flip side, he'd be an F tier.
Yeah.
I think.
He would be.
but alternatively, if his non-flip side was the same as his flip side,
He would
then
also
he
be
would be-
further up, yeah.
yeah, he would be up there. I don't know.
You know, to play the same as or less, it's basically guaranteeing a ping on something. You know, each turn as you go up and up and up. You know, it would make it.
It's another one though where like potentially we're wrong on this one. Could be proven wrong, sure.
Yeah, I hope that we're the ones that are right though, and people who think he's good are wrong.
True.
I just
Yeah.
don't get it.
That was so
Yeah.
salty, man.
It is, but like I just can't see how people are gonna make this guy like meta.
Yeah, I don't,
I do agree. I think, like I say, I think he's a draft leader.
Yeah, I
It
think
is.
it just. I just look at him and go, yeah, okay.
It's just
next.
whatever.
Yeah.
The next guy, very polarizing it seems, but I think we can all agree, right, that he's probably gonna be all the way up here somewhere.
Yeah.
Surely.
I think so. Yeah.
Stick him in
think-
front of Yoda,
yeah.
man.
You want in front of Yoda? Yeah,
I
probably.
think so.
Yeah.
I think him having the ability to, you know, dip into both sides of the pool, shall we say, is just fantastic.
I mean, you got to understand both the aspects or whatever he says, man. You know.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's it.
he has the problem with not having a leader that deploys, but
Sure.
the amount of damage you deal when you flip from the villainy side back to hope, I mean, it's 2 damage every time you do that. You
Yeah.
can probably get off more damage on their base than you ever would have with a leader that deploys anyway.
Oh, absolutely.
And the whole time you're also healing your base for 2, and you're also making a clone trooper.
Hmm. I did say in the previous video we did on this was that his biggest crutch is getting him to flip initially. That's the hardest part because
Yeah.
that's down to your deck building really.
Yeah.
And getting that first heroism unit killed. But then once that's done, he does just flip himself from that point.
I mean, it's kind of funny, and it's almost thematic, is that sometimes you might just want to kill your own hero units just to start the train going, because once it starts, it's pretty easy to keep it going with those clone troopers. But also, for stuff like for Red, you have heroic sacrifice, which is amazing for him, because you can draw a card, kill off one of your own units, so you can flip them and do an extra 2 damage to base.
And draw another card
Yeah,
when you
Oh,
flip him.
God, yeah.
and
And
heal 2 on a
overload, yeah.
base, all for 1 cost.
It's just an insane card, man. I mean, you get
Yep.
token generation, restore, draw, and burn
Hmm.
for in 1 card, and you get an extra aspect.
That's
That's
insane.
honestly game changing.
And he's in yellow,
it.
which is the best color already.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he probably pairs with any color, to be honest.
I think he'd make an excellent, yellow red aggro package. he's
Absolutely.
it's just so versatile. His abilities are so good.
Hmm.
It's just
I think we're gonna see red and blue definitely. Double
absolutely.
yellow maybe.
I could see potential for green if they want to just ramp up to get big units.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
like
of
priority
both.
in him,
Yeah.
really.
No,
I think double yellow. The only thing that you're really getting that's an upside is obviously the token generation. They all come in ready if you're using the double yellow. If you're using the
Yeah.
help unit, but I think blue, man. To be honest.
oh, don't forget Jar Jar
Yeah.
though. He's double yellow. He's important.
Oh
Yeah.
God, yeah.
True.
To be fair, Jar Jar might not be bad because you might accidentally kill one of your own units and get to flip him.
exactly.
Yeah, or
Yeah,
hit
get
your own
blue
base
deck.
and heal too.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Jar
yeah.
Jar was in on it, man. It's thematic.
It is.
It's all coming through Darth Jar Jar out the woodwork.
You see, Jar Jar should have had this double flip leader purely because it's force on the other side.
No way.
100% should have been Jar Jar.
No way.
It's sad we didn't get like a sort of gamble leader with Jar Jar rather than just a card.
I mean, imagine if the OP in the OP packs was Jar Jar with like Sith look to him, man. I don't know.
Oh yes,
Just
Jar Jar.
Jar Jar with the Sith eyes, man.
Is this getting cut out or are we leaving this in? Right, anyway.
Up to you.
Yeah, I think it's going to take people a while to like build the perfect deck with him, and I think it's going to put a lot of newer players off playing him. I don't think they will, but
No.
I think we're going to see him a lot. And it
All I know is
surprises me that
Cat
there's a
leader.
lot of people who put him in like lower than A. I could see people
That's
putting him in
surprising.
A, but lower than A. I don't know.
I can't wait to get me showcase of him on Friday anyway.
Yeah, double
I think
showcase is crazy.
Yeah,
It's weird, man.
People that are putting him lower than A, man, they're just scared to play him. That's all.
Yeah, probably.
I think because there's nothing been, there's no like something he could fit into that already exists. I see people putting him in A for that reason.
I mean,
And that argument is valid, but I think he's going to be such a such a strong contender in this set, man, in constructed.
when I try and look at it, it's like one of the only downsides I can think of is like, yeah, okay, he doesn't create a body for free when you deploy him on a
Yeah.
leader turn. Oh, it doesn't matter too much though. It's like
Yeah.
I don't think you're gonna miss it too much.
Yeah, for everything else he's doing, it's forgivable, really.
Like, sure,
Yeah,
I guess a lot of the time when you deploy your leader, if you're against aggro, it's good to then use your leader to kill some units, which this
Yeah.
can't do. But I mean, you're healing as well with this, so
Yeah. I mean, I just look at it and go, it's just fantastic.
it also
The
opens
main
the door
issue
for
is
the future, man. A lot of new leader
Absolutely.
ideas. It's gonna be fun to see what they start to come up with.
Can't wait to see the first space leader.
Not too long now, man.
No.
I really hope that happens, man.
Gotta be.
I
Gotta
know,
buy
I
this
know you
collector's pack.
definitely do, Martin.
Yep. I'm only the first one. We can't wait to do our reveals when we get our card from FFG when they finally
Yeah,
contact
when
us.
FFG finally tells you,
Later, here's your card to reveal, the Superstar Destroyer. Yes.
yes, we're gonna get the Exodia style card. That's the Death Star, man.
Hopefully.
You gotta assemble
See,
it in
ima-
secret.
It's
Imagine a Death Star leader though, like one of these double flip ones, and it just goes into the Death Star too.
Every round you siphon off your own resources to start building it.
It's got no health on it, and it's got no health, and you have two different base cards. One is the bunker in the ground zone, and one is the fleet in orbit, man. And that's how it works. You have to
Yeah,
destroy both of them to blow up the Death Star. You just lose.
Anyway, I think that's our final listing. Anyone see anything that we might want to rearrange here?
Make a new tier for Palpatine. Other than that, now you're good.
Yeah, maybe put maybe a little bit lower, but
Oh,
besides
yeah,
that's
true.
pretty good.
I can't make an
Yeah.
account for, new tier list, man. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think that's all
uh,
good.
I'm happy with our list. I think most of the leaders being in like a bang average kind of happy state and above, I think is more than better. I see this set being very, very good. I think it'll have a nice long life.
I could
Yeah, it's gonna
see
be a very
maybe
diverse
doing
match as
that.
well. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd say there's an
you're
argument
probably
for-
right.
Yeah, I think you're probably on the mark with that.
I think down here you can sort of do whatever order you
Yeah.
want. It doesn't really matter.
I think so.
Yeah, definitely.
Honestly, I'm surprised Previsler's in D. To be fair.
What do you think he's F?
It's just his body.
Yeah.
He's just
Yeah, it's just his stats are very
bad.
good. I think there's probably an argument for Nuke Gun Rate to be further up, but again, it's perfectly fine how it's set up.
Yeah, I'm happy with
I'm
that.
real happy with that.
Yeah.
So
Chris,
who
go
are we
on
all
now, Trevor.
playing then? I was going to say who we all playing. That's what we want to say. We're going to do. Who's everyone going?
Oh, I gotta play Rex. I gotta play Anakin, and I'll probably play Palpatine the most.
Yeah.
I mean, Yoda and Palp are the two that I've been testing so far, and they're the two that I'm having a lot of fun with. So
I'm gonna be playing a lot of Grievous for sure. I'm gonna make him work.
Yeah, I think the two people I fought so hard with them, or fought to keep them in A. I think Nala Say and Dooku. They're the two I've already started playing with, making decks with. I think they're the two I'll be trying at least at the start of this set anyway.